Tonight. So in a time when people of all ages and backgrounds seem to be navigating so much stress and uncertainty, focusing on the mental health struggles of any one group can maybe feel short-sighted. But today, experts in rural mental health sounded the alarm at our capital about the crisis facing our farmers in Minnesota right now. Kent's here to explain why it's worth all of our attention.
Jana, according to state data, the suicide rate among men who live on a farm or ranch is 3 times higher than for those who don't. The rate for women farmers and ranchers has also been rising. Today, those who the state has tasked with helping reported to the legislature, and they're concerned about what's on the horizon.
For many years, Minnesota has offered those working on farms and ranches across the state a unique mental health resource.
We travel the state, we go where they are, we address issues that are basically farm related. So we are there and we are available. We're also very well trained.
Ted Matthews is a rural mental health specialist who covered the whole state by himself until 2019, when the legislature approved a second therapist in response to state numbers showing suicide rates among men and women who live on farms and ranches had surged well above other groups. Though rates then declined by 2020, they've spiked again when the suicide rate among men on farms in our state hit a troubling new record in 2022, the most recent year available.
Even though we hear these things, to see sheer numbers was really a shock.
Councillor Monica McConkey told the House Agriculture Committee today that even though suicide numbers for 2023 and 2024 have yet to be tallied, she's concerned by a spike in calls she's fielded in the past few months.
The fear kind of started to build last year, but we're heading into a really difficult growing season when you look at commodity prices. And so what I'm hearing from the farmers I work with are already things like, I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Other variables like the impact of bird flu on livestock, along with the recent political turmoil around tariffs and federal cuts at the USDA and other programs impacting agriculture also add to the uncertainty.
I just had a call with a farmer now that through a few different federal grants, he had ordered a new air seeder. So significant cost, and it's being shipped. And at the same time, he's like, are these federal funds going to come through? We've lost crops due to flooding, drought, hail, and wind, all in the same growing seasons.
She says this email from a farmer who recently reached out after admittedly struggling for years is an example of all that's mounting beneath the surface.
I've always thought of myself as being more optimistic in the past, but in these last few years, I feel more uncertain of the future.
And it's just one of the roughly 650 emails and calls she alone took last year.
We don't have time. That's the truth. We are really, really booked. The issues right now are so immense that our phones are ringing constantly. And to go out and do more would be impossible for us.
The state dedicates about $250,000 a year to this farmer mental health outreach, and it's up for renewal again this year. Monica says they do not receive federal funding, but with the state likely forced to absorb funding shortfalls elsewhere, she's hoping this growing area of need isn't overlooked. Jana.
Yeah, Kent, she said, or you said, just she alone got 600 plus, and there's 2 of them. So if they got 1,200 calls, how could they do that work?
Well, they credited the legislature for cutting away a lot of the paperwork that they would normally have to file. They can simply pick up the phone, answer questions, that type of thing. So it does streamline it. And to their credit, they're not asking for more. They're just asking for a renewal.
Well, bless them. That was an eye-opening report we should all think about. Thank you so much, Kent. We appreciate it.